Hey, I'm Emily and welcome back to News Bytes. This week's newsletter is on John chapter 5, verse 18 through 47, and it's called Honor the Son. From Eliyahu. Shalom, friends. Recently, I saw a statistic that 20% of people under age 37 say that they don't have a single friend. This suggests massive loneliness among young people. In fact, young adults are more likely to feel chronically lonely than older age groups, says a 2018 study from the Office for National Statistics in the UK. This is startling that young people are the most lonely, given the realities of loss among the oldest seniors. Loneliness causes people to feel empty, alone, and unwanted, and it can be a killer. People who are lonely often crave human contact, but their state of mind makes it more difficult to form connections with other people. Experts say that loneliness is not necessarily about being alone, just feeling alone. While that may be true, it is also true that feeling alone is most often a response to actually being alone. It is a little disturbing that those who write about the topic never seem to want to acknowledge that rather obvious fact. So, why are so many young people so lonely? Well, the 21st century world seems to provide more of almost everything that people need or want except for one thing: love. It seems a strange phenomenon of this era that while society grows ever more technologically advanced, it also grows less tolerant, less patient, more selfish, and more disconnected from meaningful relationships with other people. Perhaps, though, the obvious is true, and while society is advancing technologically, it is declining in terms of social values and practices. Consider how the progress of the internet age affects people. Modes of communication. There used to be basically 3 different modes of communication: face-to-face communication, telephone conversation, and snail mail. All of these were personal, and now it's mostly texting, maybe some email, and maybe some Skype. Personal, not so much. Electronic banking and commerce. We used to have to pay cash or write checks to people. It was more personal. Today, we have instant payments of all kinds, and with ATMs and online banking and internet shopping, you almost never have to even see or know anyone to do your banking or purchasing. Convenient? Yes. Personal? No. Online education. Education used to involve actually going to school of some kind and interacting with real people in the process. Today, you can be totally educated in your underwear because you never actually need to interact with a live person ever. Get a diploma in the mail and never once interact with anyone. Convenient? Yes. Personal? No. Telecommuting and freelancing. Work used to involve interacting with real people, but now, not only can you get educated in your underwear, you can go to work in your underwear as well. More and more people are telecommuting, doing their work at home. Others are freelancing, again, all at home. This is very convenient, but provides very little interaction with real people. Media and entertainment. Some of us remember when TV was king and there were only 3 stations. Families normally sat in front of the TV and watched shows together. Back then, some people worried that watching TV was taking the place of meaningful conversations in the family. Now, you can experience pretty much any entertainment you wish on your own device. You don't have to be concerned about meaningful conversations with your family, because you either don't have a family, don't like your family, or your family doesn't like you. If none of that is true for you, you're blessed. I would like to interrupt this newsletter though and say that I've seen people who do get along and are very close, family-wise, and will still go into different rooms and watch TV and Netflix on their devices apart, even though they could watch it together. Continuing. The internet is convenient, no doubt. It's fast, maybe too fast sometimes. The youth are the biggest users of the internet, and they love the tech, but does the internet love them? Not really. Now, it's been a debate that using the internet and social media makes you feel lonely. I don't know why it's a debate, because it's very obviously true. However, I did look up some studies to back what Eliyahu was saying, and also to provide some sort of concrete statistics. And basically, studies show that people who are on social media more and are on the internet more are more likely not only to be lonely, but also depressed. Because online interactions and socialization will never compare to real socialization and interaction. And I can attest to this because since 7th grade, I've been homeschooled. So all of my friendships and social interactions, besides the ones I had with my family, which those relationships weren't very good back then, most of my relationships though were online, and all my friends were online. And a lot of these studies have said that being online is bad because you're comparing your life with other people's lives through the pictures on Facebook and Instagram, and apparently this has a name, Facebook depression. However, that really doesn't get to the root of the problem, in my opinion, because when I was online, I felt very depressed, lonely, unfulfilled, and back when I was on the internet all the time, there was no Instagram or a lot of other social media pictures of people posting themselves. Everyone was pretty anonymous. However, it was still very unsatisfying. And one study I read really hit the nail on the head, in my opinion, because it said, time spent online feels like a waste of time when you could be otherwise doing activities that make you feel fulfilled or accomplished. Now, what makes people feel fulfilled or accomplished varies from person to person. But if you love Yahweh, your Father, and His Son, Yeshua, then focusing on a relationship with Him and fostering that relationship is going to give you a lot more satisfaction and fulfillment than if you just did something else that was like a hobby or something, and also way better and way more real relationship than any relationship that you're going to try and find online. Because that kind of social interaction online isn't really social interaction. Now, with that said, the last paragraph of the newsletter really sums it up. I'm not saying totally disconnect. That isn't practical for most people. Just realize that there is very little close personal connection with people on the internet. God, family, and real friends are still the most important source of love and meaning in life. If you're one of those folks that is alone, draw closer to your Father in heaven. He's all about love, and He already loves you, okay? Pray. That's your direct connection. Get connected up with Him through His Son, and pretty soon you'll be connected with everyone that is doing the same. In His family, there's no need for anyone to be lonely because there's more than enough love to go around. And that's really what you need, is love. God's love, okay? You're not going to find it online. So, if you need help with that, get hooked up with Tsiyon. Now, with all that said, you can watch the meeting on John chapter 5 right over here.